Hey everybody, welcome to the Sana Q&A Mondays. Happy Halloween. I'm going to answer a couple more questions here. This person says, my narc came over to my house when I was doing no contact. He was stalking my YouTube channel and he was looking at what I was up to. When I wasn't with him, he was always texting and calling. I ignored, but he walked out in front of my car at the stoplight. He is an overt narc. He doesn't seem like he cheats on me, or he has been, but I don't know if I am just the only narc supply for him. I am lost and clueless, but without him, I can see that I am a lot happier and I am doing the right things in my life. I found my future job as a life coach and I'm going into psychology. I am doing things for myself when he wasn't there. Awesome. So it sounds like now that he's not there, you are starting to get in contact with the sense of purpose. That is awesome. That's really awesome because that is really going to pull you forward in life. The only thing is that it sounds like there's still some kind of contact here with him, and I don't understand how that's happening. So if I understand your question, I'm not really sure what the question was. It sounded to me like the question is, are you the only form of supply that he has? Is he cheating? Is he with other people? My question to you is, does it matter? Because it sounds like you already know who he is. Like you have identified him, you called him out as an overt narc, right? You get it. You know who he is, you figured it out. So why does it matter if he has other forms of supply and other people? If he did in the past, if he does now, if he will in the future, why does it matter, right? You know who he is. So knowing who he is, knowing how dangerous it is to have any contact and communication with him, I would really encourage you to figure out why you're holding on to that. Why does that matter so much? You know, if he is with someone else or if he has someone else, at this point you already know what's going on. You already know who he is. So I would just leave that be. I would let that go and recognize that the bigger picture here is you know what you're dealing with. You know who you're dealing with. Yeah, he probably has someone else in his life. Probably multiple people or people in waiting, what they call the lobby, right? Most likely, right? But I think that the bigger point here is what you said. Without him, I can see I am a lot happier. That's the most important thing that you wrote in this thing here. You are a lot happier without him. So it doesn't matter who he's with or what he's doing or what he's going to do. It doesn't matter. You know that you're so much better without him. You're already thinking about your future and how, you want to use this as a gift in the future as a life coach. You want to work in psychology. Probably somehow this created this transformation for you. It helped lead you to that sense of purpose. So I would recommend transmuting that old experience into something that fuels you forward, into that new sense of purpose that you're identifying. Focus on that and not on him. Every time you catch your mind going back there and you want to invest your energy and emotion and focus and attention in him and wonder, was he with someone or is he with someone or does he still love me or is he gonna come back and will he be with someone else? Instead of wasting all that energy and all that time, I would force yourself to redirect your attention, your awareness, your energy toward what makes you happy, toward your future, your studies, your dreams, your goals. I would focus on that instead. It sounds like you're already getting glimpses of that. You already kind of know what that is. So that's awesome. I would keep moving in that direction. I would completely go no contact with this guy. I don't understand exactly, and I'm grateful that you respected my request for you to keep it short, right? So I don't know what the big background information is. I don't know if you're totally no contact with him at this point, but no contact means like you don't let him in your house. Like if he's outside at the door and he's making a fool of himself, ringing your doorbell, knocking on the door, yelling things, let him make a fool out of himself, but don't answer the door. If it gets really obnoxious and or you're afraid, I would call the cops immediately for that. But don't answer. Just let him do whatever. If he wants to find, some other phone and he's trying to blow up your phone, whatever, fine. Don't answer unknown phone calls. Don't answer calls and texts that you know are coming from him. Don't answer emails that are coming from him. I would block everything that you can. And then if anything unknown comes in, I would not respond. I would not answer the door. Remind yourself, you don't have to get that. You don't have to answer the door. You don't have to answer the phone. You don't have to answer the emails. Like, it might be that you were raised by a narcissistic parent and you were taught that you had to like jump at their every whim and expectation and unreasonable demand, right? But guess what? That was childhood, right? Or that was your past relationship, right? And now you realize, whoa, I don't have to live like that. I'm an adult. I am responsible for my own choices, and I get to choose whether I answer that or not. You know, nobody deserves, you know, nobody is entitled to your response. You don't owe anybody anything. So I would first give yourself permission to understand that you don't owe him anything. You don't owe answering the door, answering the phone, answering the emails, talking to him when he jumps out in front of your car. And like I said, if you are really concerned and it's becoming a major nuisance, I would contact the police. But if it's not that bad, I would just let him make a fool of himself and just keep on ignoring him. You know, he will eventually go away if you give him none of your attention. But it doesn't matter if you give him positive attention or negative attention. Even if you're yelling at him and you're like, I hate you, you're such an awful person, like, you're still giving him attention. That's what they want. Because to him, when he hears that, he's like, oh, I must mean something to her because look at that reaction I got, right? So you don't want to give them that reaction. You just want it to be radio silence. Nothing. He runs in front of your car like that again, I would just stare, you know, down the road or whatever, the front of your car, and wait for him to move, and then I would get out of there. You know, if he starts beating on your car or something like that, make sure that your doors are locked and everything, and I would just pick up the phone and start calling the police. Immediately call 911 if you're like scared for your life. If you're in America, I'm not sure where you're living, call your local, you know, police or emergency services if you fear for your life. You know, if he's coming at you like that. If he's just making a fool of himself, just let him make a fool of himself and ignore it and go on your way, and recognize and keep reminding yourself, and maybe like put that on a little sticky note around your house. You know, just what you said, without him, I am so much happier. Without him, I am so much happier. And keep reminding yourself that, because that's the most important revelation you have right now. Without him, you're so much happier. That's going to remind you to stop investing your time and energy and awareness and attention in his direction, and instead to invest it in your purpose, in your dreams, in your future. So I'm sending you a big hug.